All eyes are on the Republican National Convention this week in Milwaukee, but Republicans are eyeing Senate candidates who the party believes can help deliver a GOP majority on Capitol Hill. So much to consider. For more on this, I'm joined now by U.S. Senator Rick Scott. He spoke at the RNC last night, and we appreciate you getting up early to chat with us here today, Senator. We know that you also lauded former President Trump for showing courage after that assassination attempt over the weekend. I want to drill down now then on gun policy. We know that Florida lawmakers attempted to pass a bill that would reduce the age of purchasing a rifle from 21 to 18, and the suspected shooter here was 20 years old. We think back to Nicholas Cruz, who fired on Parkland High School students in Florida. He was 19 at the time. Are you in support of lowering the age to purchase rifles in your state?
Well, first off, I'm a big supporter of the Second Amendment. I believe in the right to bear arms. You know, I was the governor when we had a horrible shooting at our school in Parkland, and we passed historic legislation to make our schools safer. Part of that was to say that, you know, you had to go with an adult, somebody over 21, to be able to purchase a long gun. You could still own one, and you could still use one, but to purchase one, you had to go with, you know, a parent or guardian, somebody like that. So I believe in the Second Amendment, but we've got to keep our kids safe.
All right, so you do not support lowering the age, just to be clear on that. I do want to ask you about Marco Rubio. He introduced the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. He's from your home state of Florida, and this is in 2022. You voted against that. So explain for us why these red flag law legislations are things that you don't support, or perhaps you do.
Well, first off, in the legislation that I passed as governor, and I signed as governor, we have the ability, if somebody's threatened harm to themselves or somebody else, you can go to law enforcement, and they can go to the court system, and on a temporary basis, they can take away your weapon. I believe that as long as there's a strong due process. So what I support is making sure that as long as there's a due process, that you don't lose your right to bear arms, that I support that. But if not, I don't.
Copy. Now, at the RNC last night, you shared what you called your nightmare about the ghost of Biden's future. So let's specifically talk about Trump policies that you hope to see prioritized should he win. For example, what do you think is at the top of the list that he should get done within his first 100 days?
I think we've got, number one, we've got to secure our border. We're losing too many people to fentanyl. We know that we have terrorists and criminals come across the border. I think it's something that we've got to get done immediately. Number two, we've got to get inflation under control. What's happening to families, like my family growing up. My family, I grew up in public housing. I was born to a single mom. And what would be happening now with inflation would be devastating to her ability to put food on the table for 5 kids. The price of groceries, the price of gas, the price of housing, all these things have skyrocketed under Biden. So we've got to figure out how to get inflation under control. The way you do that is you stop wasteful government spending. So I want to work with President Trump to make sure we do that. Next, we have now conflicts that are rising up around the world, whether Ukraine or in Israel. We've got to figure out how to stop that, hold the bad guys accountable, make sure our enemies fear our military and our allies respect us. So those are the things that would be at the top of my list.
Now, Republicans need to pick up, what, just 1 or 2 seats to flip the Senate. Let's drill down on what's happening in your part of the world. If Donald Trump becomes president once again, that elevates his vice president, J.D. Vance, from the Senate into the White House. Who do you think should replace Vance?
Well, there's a lot of wonderful individuals in Ohio that could do the job. I know Vivek is somebody I've gotten to know. He clearly has got a great voice for what we need to be doing to fix the country. So I think he would be a great choice. I think we're going to get a majority in the Senate, which will be important to fulfill Trump's presidency and get all of his agenda done. Ted Cruz and I have the hardest races on incumbents. I think we'll pick up West Virginia. After that, we've got a great opportunity in Ohio and Montana and Pennsylvania and Nevada and Arizona and other states. So hopefully we'll get a majority in the House and Senate and the White House, and so we'll be able to make some positive change for each and every family in this country.
All right. Senator Rick Scott, we appreciate you joining us from Milwaukee today.
Nice to be with you. Bye-bye.